Today's Toy Spot, why we're having a look at the WWE Series 3 Legends The Rock. The Rock comes to us from the Legends series. This also comes to us from the good folks at Mattel. At the back, I could only ascertain that that is The Rock depicted from around the time that he was either part of the corporation as the IC champ or he had just left the corporation. That's a very old picture of The Rock. Looks like The Rock does come with a display stand. He also does come with the Layeth the Smacketh Down t-shirt, which somewhat conflicts with the appearance of what he looks like on the back. At any rate, speaking of the back, on the back there's a picture of The Rock. Yes, it does definitely look like IC Rock. It says titles: WWE Champion, WCW Champion, Intercontinental Champion, World Tag Team Champion, 2000 Royal Rumble winner. Memorable moments leading up to Survivor Series 1998, The Rock's career had been gaining incredible momentum. The once detested superstar quickly became a true fan favorite. But in a surprise turn of events during Rock's WWE Championship match against Mankind, Mr. McMahon called for the bell to be rung and The Rock to be declared the winner before Mankind actually submitted. To the crowd's surprise, the so-called People's Champion had been in cahoots with the McMahons the entire time and became the new face of the corporation. Ah, yes, the birth of corporate Rock. One of my favorite times of The Rock's career. Other figures that you can get from the Legends Series 3, we got Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! We got British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, Mr. Perfect, Big Van Vader, and Brian Pillman. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break, going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Mattel WWE Legends Series 3 The Rock. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. The Rock, along with all the other, let me just move the camera, along with all the other Legends figures, all come with a display stand. A generic black display stand featuring the WWE logo, but on the front there is a cardboard insert that says The Rock. I'm glad, of course, that Mattel does include display stands for these, because really as collectors, I prefer to display them on bases, as opposed to just stand alone. I'm glad they come with it. I mean, the cardboard ones are always, these cardboard inserts could always have been done better, but if you don't want them, you can take the cardboard out. It's not a big deal. So The Rock does come with that. Other accessories that The Rock does come with. He does come with sunglasses. Now, the sunglasses have been used a couple of times with Rock figures. Sadly, there's a little bit of paint. I don't know if you can see it, but the paint has bled along the top of the frame of the glasses. But these glasses were also featured, exact same color as the Rock that was in the defining moments with the corporate track suit. You can, let me just tip the camera up here. There's The Rock's face, by the way. You can take the glasses and easily put them on his forehead. If you want, you can kind of have them angled down or have them up. It's up to you. However which way you want. I would not display The Rock with glasses. That's just my preference. If I was to ever display him with glasses, I would probably want to display him with like a dress shirt. One of those big fancy dress shirts that he used to wear. Speaking of shirts, The Rock also does come with a Layeth the Smacketh Down t-shirt. It's Velcro on the back, so you can actually just easily put him on The Rock. I'm just going to take the glasses off. Just undo this shirt here. I've noticed recently that WWE figures seem to all come with plastic shirts as opposed to these cloth shirts. I don't know why that's the case. I prefer the fabric more so. It just adds to the idea. I mean, if he's wearing a shirt, a t-shirt or any kind of shirt, it just makes more sense to have it fabric than anything else. That's just me. I mean, that's my preference. And there you have The Rock wearing the Layeth the Smacketh Down shirt. One thing I just want to correct when I'm talking about the packaging. I really referenced the notion of The Rock. His appearance looked like he had just been part of the corporation. I really meant to say he was part of the Nation of Domination. That definitely looked like a very young Rock, still part of the Nation of Domination, or just kind of leaving the Nation of Domination. Which then also gets to me, or gets me to the point that I wanted to make about this figure. It's a really nice Rock figure as a whole. I think they did a really, really good job at it, or a good job of it. If I could really make a comment though, based on what that figure packaging is showing and depicting more so like an IC Rock, I don't know if this is a good likeness for that Rock. He definitely has more of a shorter hair going on here. Now, one of the problems with some of the Rock figures, especially this particular Rock, is depending on which figure you buy, some of the paint is a little more in excess on the hair than on others. I seem to have gotten a Rock that looks like he's got more of a brush cut than the fuller hair that he had earlier into his career. Now, having said that, though, I still like this figure, but even like the t-shirt doesn't suit the fact that the packaging shows him more so as a younger part of his career. I would have liked if they had just given us the Brahma Bull blue logo on the black shirt, kind of like what he had earlier in his career. As a comparison, just so that you guys can see that they don't reuse necessarily the same faces. Here he is in the Defining Moments figure. You can see he's got his longer sideburns. The earlier Rock doesn't have those sideburns. And again, like, he should have had the darker hair, even though the hair is not perfect on this Rock either. But he should have had much darker hair. And his hair, I think, is the exact same, but because it's not colored dark enough, it kind of looks like he does later into his career, even though I think he's got a much younger face here. But you can see the differences between the two Rock faces. I'm not quite sure which one I prefer. This one's a lot shinier, but I almost think that this suits Rock later into his career than it does earlier into his career, and it might just stem from the fact that his hair isn't darker. Let's get his shirt back off here, because one other thing I wanted to comment on was the choice of color that they used for the Brahma Bull. And more importantly, the Brahma Bull, let's just take his shirt off here, the Brahma Bull on his actual trunks. His trunks, for example, say the Rock on the front in gold, and on the back, the Brahma Bull is in gold. I don't know, like earlier Rock, I don't think had gold, the gold Brahma Bull. I think it was just more of a white or red or blue. I think in gold it was later into his later wrestling career. I don't really want to nitpick, I mean, you know, far be it for me to nitpick the figure, because the figure as a whole works well. He's got his Brahma Bull tattoo on the side, which is really detailed nicely for as small as what it is. He's got his elbow pads going on there, nice rubbery plastic elbow pad. He's got his knee pads going on there too, and he's got his boots. Now his boots are a little too wrinkly for my liking. They should have been more of a shinier black and just really had the laces in the front. It just looks a little bulky on the figure. Of course, he's got his trademark open-backed wrestling boots that Rock was notorious for. Sadly, for some reason, this figure doesn't sit well or doesn't stand well for me. I don't know if it's been assembled incorrectly. His one leg stands relatively correct. His other leg, though, for some reason does not want to bend back as much as it does, which means that my figure is always kind of leaning forward. His articulation that he has is a ball-jointed head. He's got a pin and socket shoulder, which the arms should bend out, even though they're really stiff. Rotation in the bicep, bend at the elbow, a hinged hand that bends back and forth and rotates. Then he's got the, zoom in here, he's got the upper torso bend, rotation in the waist. Then his legs are supposed to bend forward and back, but his legs are they're just a bit of a mess. I don't know what's going on with the ball joint. but they're not the easiest to move. They rotate at the thigh. He has a double bend in the knee. He has rotation in the boot, and then a hinged foot back and forth as well. But unfortunately, there's just something wonky about these legs. If you have this figure, you guys can let me know down below if you've had that same problem. But you can even see right there, he has what looks to be a gap in between where his trunks end and his legs start. And for some reason, I can't get those legs to bend any more back than what they are right now. It's a mixed figure. I think he's done well, but it's almost like Mattel wasn't sure which rock to have. Almost as if this was intended maybe to be the only rock that they were going to release for the next little while. Package-wise, it looks like he's depicted from his IC, Nation of Domination era. But then you give him a layeth the smacketh down shirt, which is kind of later into his career. You give him like a gold Brahma Bull trunks, which I'm pretty sure again is later into his career. And then his hair is, I think, a little too short for the time frame that he's from. Face-wise, he works really, really well. Figure as a whole is done extremely well. Just, it's a shame that the legs were as wonky as they are. So makes me think that I'm definitely going to rely on this display base to have him posed. Rock, the Rock. Just get him to stand here correctly. You can see clearly that he's got problems standing, and that might be stemming from the fact of the way his legs are posed. The Rock, though, from the WWE Legends Series 3, I'm going to give him a 7.5. Again, he's done really, really well, but there's just some aspects that I think that they missed the point on. And again, if this was going to be a younger Rock, I think they should have done a little more elements of what he was in his younger career. And there he is going to fall. Needless to say, I'm glad I picked up this figure. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Mattel WWE Legends Series 3. We're looking at the great one, The Rock. Thanks for watching, guys. Certainly stick around. There are more WWE figures heading your way. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.